If you've been in the world of digital design or development, you've undoubtedly have come across some reference to taxonomies. And if you haven't, that's okay, but taxonomies are critical to allowing users to effectively navigate and find content. And taxonomies aren't anything new. I have a few books here that are from the 50s, and even these weren't cutting edge at the time. A classic example is a biological classification system. In biology, organisms are grouped based on shared characteristics. This starts broadly at kingdoms like animals or plants, and then narrows down to species like humans, which are Homo sapiens. This hierarchical structure helps scientists make sense of the vast diversity of life and understand the relationships between different organisms. Let's look at maybe a more practical example. Think about a grocery store. Here, products are organized into categories like produce, dairy, bakery, and so on. Within each category, there are subcategories like fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, and dried fruits. Apples and oranges would fall under the fresh fruits subcategory of the produce category. This system helps customers find what they need quickly and efficiently. Apples and oranges are clearly in the fresh fruit section of the produce aisle. As developers and designers, we need to create digital spaces that are navigable and intuitive, and that's where taxonomies come in. A well-structured taxonomy organizes content in a logical hierarchy, much like our grocery store example. It helps users find information quickly and enhances the overall user experience. A good taxonomy for a digital experience can be invaluable. It improves usability by grouping related content, enhances SEO by clarifying structure for things like search engines, and even aids in content management on the back end. Essentially, it's about creating a map that guides the users to the information that they're looking for with the least amount of friction. So, what does a good taxonomy look like? It looks like a hierarchical tree-like structure. But be aware, it takes expertise. While a taxonomy can be used in more simplistic circumstances, a system that is too granular will be overly complicated. You want a system that is simple enough to easily navigate, granular enough to make meaningful distinctions, and flexible enough to accommodate future changes in the items needing to be classified. This requires ongoing maintenance of the system. So, how do taxonomies work in Contentstack? Here, we're working with Compass Travel, a site for a travel agency. To create a new taxonomy, choose Settings. Down towards the bottom, choose Taxonomy. You can either import a CSV or JSON file of an existing taxonomy or create a new one by clicking the New Taxonomy button. Create a name of the taxonomy and enter a description if you'd like. I'll name mine Region as it will represent all the regions travelers may want to visit. Start adding terms by clicking the New Term button. I'll enter EMEA to represent Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. I'll add a child term under EMEA by clicking the Add Child Term button. The term name will be Africa, and I'll continue adding terms for Europe and the Middle East. Next, I'll add a child term under Africa by clicking the same Add Term button. I'll add South Africa. Notice you can click the information icon in the top right to get details about that term, including when it was created, modified, and any entries where it was referenced. Next, we want to associate this taxonomy to a content type. To do that, we'll navigate to the content models so we can choose the content type. In this case, I'll select Article. In the Content Type Builder, scroll to the location where you'd like the taxonomy to appear and click the plus sign to add a new element. Choose Taxonomy. Then click Add Taxonomy. In the menu, choose your taxonomy. In this case, it's Region, and then click Apply. If you want to apply another taxonomy, click the Add Taxonomy button again. Why would you want more than one taxonomy? Well, in this example, we have a taxonomy of regions, which contains all the different regions in the world. You may want another taxonomy to classify all the different tourist attractions, like museums, monuments, restaurants, and other local attractions. When you're finished, click Save and Close. Let's navigate to the entries to add a new one. Click the New Entry button and choose the content type you added the taxonomy to, which in this case is article. Obviously, you'd spend time to complete this entry, but importantly, scroll to the location where you added the taxonomy, and sure enough, you can open your taxonomy to select a term. To see taxonomy on the front end, I'm going to use Live Preview for this article about Buenos Aires. First, I'll scroll down to the taxonomy section. Here, you'll notice I'm using terms from the two taxonomies that I created, the region taxonomy that we created together, and a topics taxonomy I created on my own. Now, I'll click the Live Preview button, and once it loads, I can scroll down the article to see the terms associated with the article. If I decide to add the term must-see spots from the topics taxonomy, you'll see the page automatically update. To sum up, whether it's classifying life forms, organizing grocery aisles, or structuring content on a website, taxonomies help us make sense of complex sets of information. As web designers and developers, it's crucial to understand how to work with taxonomies to create easy-to-use, efficient, and effective web experiences. Remember, taxonomies are the backbone of any organized system, digital or otherwise.